What if the next 72 hours decide whether the Middle East moves toward peace or closer to conflict? Right now, behind closed doors, U.S. and Iranian officials are locked in high-stakes negotiations that one top American lawmaker is calling a pivotal moment. Intelligence briefings are intensifying, political pressure is rising in Washington, and the outcome of these talks could reshape global security, oil markets, and America's foreign policy strategy. Welcome to USA Latest Update, your trusted source for breaking political news, powerful analysis, and the stories shaping America's future. From Capitol Hill decisions to major global developments, we bring you the facts, the context, and the impact, all in one place. If you want real updates without the noise, you're in the right place. Let's dive into today's big story. Is this the breakthrough the world has been waiting for, or the calm before a new storm? Let's break down what's really happening. According to the chairman of the United States House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, the negotiations have reached what he described as a defining and potentially decisive phase. Speaking to reporters, he warned that the coming days could determine whether tensions cool down or spiral into a deeper confrontation. His message was clear. This is not routine diplomacy. This is a strategic crossroads. The talks, involving officials connected to the White House and representatives tied to Iran's leadership under Ali Khamenei, are reportedly focused on limiting nuclear development, regional military activity, and sanctions relief. While no final agreement has been announced, insiders suggest that both sides are testing each other's red lines carefully. In Washington, political pressure is building. Allies of Donald Trump argue that any deal must be tougher and more restrictive than previous agreements. They insist that Iran cannot be trusted without strict enforcement and verifiable commitments. At the same time, some lawmakers believe diplomacy, even if imperfect, is preferable to military escalation. The Intelligence Committee chairman emphasized that intelligence assessments show heightened regional sensitivity. U.S. military assets in strategic areas remain alert, and surveillance activity has reportedly increased. While officials are avoiding dramatic language, the undertone is unmistakable. Miscalculation at this stage could have serious consequences. Iran, for its part, has signaled that sanctions relief is central to any meaningful progress. Economic pressure has weighed heavily on Tehran, and negotiators are seeking guarantees that relief would not be temporary or politically reversible. However, U.S. officials remain cautious, insisting that nuclear safeguards must come first. This delicate balance between trust and verification is exactly why lawmakers describe the talks as pivotal. If negotiators move too quickly, critics warn it could embolden Iran. If they move too slowly, hardliners on both sides could derail the process entirely. Sources familiar with the discussions say back-channel diplomacy has intensified. European intermediaries are reportedly playing a quiet but important role, helping both sides narrow gaps without public confrontation. Still, major sticking points remain unresolved. The question now is whether political will exists to close those gaps. Security analysts note that regional actors are watching closely. Israel, Gulf states, and global energy markets all stand to be affected by the outcome. Even subtle signals from Washington or Tehran can shift oil prices and geopolitical calculations overnight. The chairman's warning reflects deeper concerns inside Congress. He suggested that intelligence briefings indicate both opportunity and risk. Opportunity, because dialogue is still active. Risk, because mistrust remains profound. He urged negotiators to proceed carefully but decisively, emphasizing that hesitation could be interpreted as weakness. Meanwhile, the American public is divided. Some voters are weary of prolonged tensions and overseas entanglements. Others believe strong pressure is the only language adversaries understand. With election politics never far from the surface, any agreement or failure could carry domestic consequences. Observers point out that previous rounds of U.S.-Iran diplomacy have collapsed under political strain. This time, officials appear determined to avoid public grandstanding. Messaging has been measured, statements carefully worded. But beneath the calm tone lies an unmistakable urgency. If progress is made, it could stabilize a volatile region and open the door to broader cooperation. If talks collapse, the alternatives could involve renewed sanctions, cyber operations, or even military escalation. That is why lawmakers are describing this moment as more than just another diplomatic meeting. It is, in their words, a test of strategy, patience, and resolve. As negotiations continue, the world waits for signs of breakthrough or breakdown. For now, both Washington and Tehran appear committed to keeping communication open. But the window for compromise may not remain open indefinitely. This is a defining chapter in U.S.-Iran relations, one that could reshape regional security and global politics. Whether it ends in agreement or confrontation will depend on decisions being made right now, behind closed doors, where the future of this pivotal stage is quietly being written. Thank you for watching USA Latest Update. If you found this report informative and valuable, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to USA Latest Update for the latest political news and breaking updates from across America. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an important story. Stay informed, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next update.